The music was soft, the air heavy with flowers and champagne laughter. Everything about my brother's wedding screamed perfection, the ivory drapes, the chandelier lights, the scent of roses that clung to the air. And then I saw it. Across the dance floor, near the edge of the crowd, my husband leaned close to the bride, my new sister-in-law, and whispered something that froze the blood in my veins. "I love you," he said. I saw her gasp softly, tears filling her eyes. Then she reached for his hand. I felt my world crumble quietly behind my polite smile. The laughter around me blurred into white noise. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to understand why. My brother, Caleb, was glowing, blissfully unaware as he danced with his mother-in-law. The crowd clapped. Cameras flashed. And there I was, the maid of honor, Nia Johnson, 30 years old, married for 3, standing still as the truth hit me like a hurricane. My husband, Evan, the man who promised to love me forever, had just told another woman, my brother's wife, that he loved her. I excused myself quietly, forcing a smile as I slipped into the corridor outside the ballroom. The music muffled behind the heavy doors. I clutched the wall, trying to steady my breathing. Images replayed in my head, their smiles, their eyes meeting a little too long at dinner last night, the way he'd helped her fix her veil earlier that morning. Had it been there all along? The signs I refused to see? Tears welled in my eyes. I was about to call a cab, to just disappear from that glittering nightmare, when the door opened. "Nia?" Evan's voice. I turned slowly, blinking away tears. "You should go back inside. The bride might miss you." Confusion flickered across his face. "What are you talking about?" I laughed bitterly. "I saw you, Evan. You told her you loved her." He froze, eyes widening. "You heard that?" "Yes," I spat, my voice shaking. "You said it right to her face. My brother's bride." "Your sister," he interrupted gently. My breath caught. "What?" Evan took a careful step forward. "Nia, she's my sister. My half-sister." I blinked. "That makes no sense." He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I didn't want to talk about this here. But yes. She's my father's daughter, from a relationship he had before he met my mom. I found out 2 months ago. She didn't even know until last week. We agreed to tell your brother after the wedding, not to ruin his day." I stood speechless, my anger tangling with disbelief. "She asked me to meet her earlier today," he continued quietly. "She said she couldn't carry the secret anymore. When I told her I loved her, it wasn't romantic. It was," his voice broke, "it was finally having family I thought I'd lost." I pressed a hand to my chest, my breath shaky. "So she's really—" "Yes," he whispered. "She's my sister. Look, I get why it looked terrible. I'd be furious too. But Nia, I'd never betray you. Never." For the first time that night, I looked into his eyes and saw the truth. There was no guilt there, no shame, just exhaustion and sadness. And something deep inside me softened. Still, the hurt lingered. "Why didn't you tell me?" He swallowed. "Because you've already had to deal with so much from my family. My father, the press. I didn't want to drag you into more secrets. I thought I could protect you from it." I let out a slow, shaky laugh. "You don't protect someone you love with lies, Evan. You protect them with truth." He nodded, eyes glistening. "You're right. And I'm sorry. I'll spend as long as it takes to earn that trust again." The door opened again, Caleb stepped out, confusion written across his face. "Nia? What's going on?" "The photographer's waiting." I turned to him, forcing a smile. "Nothing to worry about, big brother. Just clearing up a misunderstanding." The bride, Leah, appeared behind him, her expression pale but hopeful. Evan spoke first. "We need to tell you something, Caleb." And there, under the dim hallway lights, they told my brother everything. How Leah had discovered she was adopted, how DNA tests revealed she was biologically linked to Evan's father. Caleb was stunned, then relieved. You mean your siblings? Leah nodded, tears falling. I didn't know until last week. I was terrified to say anything before the wedding. He exhaled, running a hand through his hair, then laughed shakily. This family never stops surprising me. And just like that, the storm broke. Caleb hugged his wife. Evan stood beside me, quietly reaching for my hand. For the first time that night, I let him hold it. Hours later, the music swelled again. The misunderstanding was cleared, and the room was full of light once more. Leah and Caleb danced, laughter shining through tears. Guests clapped. Evan turned to me on the dance floor, his voice soft. Can I have this dance? I hesitated, then nodded. As we moved together, his hand on my back, I realized something powerful. Trust isn't built in perfect moments. It's built when everything nearly falls apart, and you still choose to rebuild. You scared me tonight, I whispered. I scared myself, he said. But if this taught me anything, it's that I can't leave you in the dark again. You're my home, Nia. My only I love you. Tears filled my eyes again, but this time, they didn't burn. Later, as snow began to fall outside, the newlyweds cut their cake. The photographer asked for a family picture, and somehow, we all ended up together, me, Evan, Caleb, and Leah, an unexpected web of connection and forgiveness. When the camera clicked, I looked at Evan. He mouthed, I love you. This time, I smiled. I know. When we left the venue, the world outside was hushed and silver under the moonlight. Evan helped me into the car, his fingers brushing mine tenderly. You know, I said softly, for a second, I thought I'd lost everything. He smiled. No, love. You almost found more than you realized. I tilted my head. Like what? He gestured toward the glowing church behind us. Family. Healing. Truth. Then he kissed my hand. And me, if you'll still have me. I leaned against him, heart light again. Always. And for the first time that night, peace settled over me like snow.